Overcast skies and humid temperatures didn't stop dozens of HCC students, faculty, and staff from going to this garden party, inspiring sustainable living.
I think the more people that go to events like this and that do it even on a small scale in their own backyard or in their closet or spare bedroom, I think the better off we are.
HCC Ybor City biology professor Paul Ribot hosted the party at his sustainable home in Riverview. Professor Ribot told Hawk TV he wanted to put the spotlight on composting. He even shared with his guests a new composting system he came up with, using black soldier fly larvae to repurpose food.
So on this property, we take all the Ybor campus's food waste, and we feed it to maggots, which then feed chickens and fish, which then creates food. So it's a food waste to turning it back into food sort of process.
I mean, if we can offset 10% of the waste that Paul was talking about earlier in the discussion, every little bit adds up.
Along with the composting lesson, a little garden tour, and lunch, folks also learned about the future of composting and how creating a setup like this is not as hard as one may think.
Paul's been my mentor for a while. I've just been a pupil, just trying to absorb as much of the good info that he has. He's had this garden for a pretty long while, and it's pretty cool to see the ecosystem. So I try to come out and help him as much as I can, and these garden tours are a really good spot to get the word out about what he's doing here.
Minimizing waste with a food machine like this is just one sustainable practice Ribot promotes. He says there are many other ways people can follow a sustainable lifestyle.
My sister actually buys eggs from Paul, so I benefited getting some eggs from my sister through Paul, and it's something that I'm very interested in doing on a much smaller scale in my own backyard someday. So it's continuing to learn is never a bad thing in my eyes.
I think about this place kind of like a little bit of everything. Maybe not everything here would work well for everybody, but maybe a piece could. So I have a chicken coop here. Chicken coop could be a really good addition to anyone's house or anyone's lifestyle. It doesn't have to be as big as this one. It could be smaller. We have 25 birds running around, so it could be a lot smaller than that. I mean, you could have 5 birds or less.
Not only does Professor Ribot hope to show how easy it is to live a little less waste-free, the other goal of this party was to call attention to how much of an impact food waste has on our surroundings.
So food has a huge environmental impact. It's actually the number 2 carbon emitter in the world. So you have your power generation, the stuff that keeps these lights on. And number 2 is industrial agriculture. Number 3 are all of the planes and trains and automobiles. It's all of our transportation. So that means that growing food takes more carbon than moving everybody around. All the cars, planes, and trains and trucks. Food is more carbon intensive than that.
In the end, all this is about preserving our planet. Professor Ribot is clearly doing his part to educate and set the example of environmentally conscious living. The hope now is more people will catch on and will follow his lead. Reporting from Riverview, Samantha Tucker, Hawk TV News.